Alright, just here at the gym had a couple thoughts for beginners who are trying to learn to perfect the deadlift. Hopefully this guide is going to help people out with the fundamentals of the movement pattern when we're talking about barbell deadlifts. So take a look at this checklist and see if you're making sure that you're doing all those things. First and foremost, when we're doing a barbell deadlift, it's important to understand the plates that we're using and how that's going to affect the bar's height off the ground. I have 25-pound plates on here, but they're bumper plates. So they're the same size as 45-pound iron plates. And those 45-pound plates elevate the bar to a certain level off the ground, which is usually a standard starting point for a barbell deadlift. If you have iron plates that are 25 or 10 or something like that, the bar's going to be closer to the floor, which means you have to reach down a lot further to pull that bar, and it might mess with your spine position. Unless you're going for a longer range of motion, you want to think about having that elevation, which means that you might want to put a platform underneath those smaller plates if you need to mount the bar the right way. Either way, this bar is in the right place for me. We have the 45 plate height in 25-pound plates, so we can get started here with a standard height. First thing we want to think about when we're doing a barbell deadlift is our foot positioning. So a lot of people don't know how wide to spread their feet when they're doing the deadlift. I like using a hip width stance when it's a conventional deadlift, and to find that stance, use a vertical jump test. Find where you gravitate toward vertical jumping. For me, something like that is about my width when I do a vertical jump, and that's about what I'm going to use for my deadlift to apply the most power and force. So, when I step underneath that bar, I don't want to be too far away from the bar. I want to be nice and tight so the bar is dividing my foot into halves. Front half, back half, the bar's right up the middle. So this is what's going to have the proximity toward the shin and promote the most important thing, which is a vertical bar path. That's what's going to promote the greatest strength for us when we're doing our lift, and efficiency. Second of all, we want to make sure that our spine is nice and flat too, so we don't get injured. So all of these cues that we're about to do is going to help create that performance. First and foremost, the feet are in the right position. Then we have our hands. We're going to place our hands in fists right on the outsides of our shins, and we're going to disregard our spine position to start out so we can get that position. So there I am. You can see that my back is completely round because the next step after that is to promote a vertical shin while squeezing the chest up high and getting the back nice and flat. So I'm going to squeeze those armpits back, push the butt out nice and hard, and I'm going to raise my rib cage. And there I am into my set position there. My head is aligned as well. I'm not looking up like this. It's right aligned. I'm looking barely forward in front of the bar. The next thing I'm going to do is press hard into the floor, apply tension and force through the upper back, and I'm going to squeeze my glutes and stand up with the bar. You'll notice the bar traveled in a straight line there. It didn't travel around my knees because I had my shins pretty upright. Now on the way down, what I'm going to do is I'm going to push my butt back really hard, and I'm going to let the bar travel along my thighs until it crosses the knee joint. When it crosses the knee joint, I'm going to think about sitting down a little bit. And now I'm in the right position from where I started. And that's how I perform the barbell deadlift, and that's why I like to coach and cue the barbell deadlift for people to have the proper mechanics when they're doing the lift. So hopefully this helps people to understand how to do it and how to set up and how to execute the movement, and they can make gains from there. That's it.